Hey everybody, I'm Raz, the Professor, and welcome back to another session of Pokétalk. Joining me today is my lovely assistant,
Yusaikthewolf.
and we have yet another assistant to the assistant, so we can just call him a junior assistant. That'd be you.
SoraTenjou777.
Okay. And today we got another 3 that we're going to review today. So for those who are keeping in mind, remember, this is here for beginner guides and for off-the-wall different strategies. If you're looking for some standard strategies, yeah, you can go to Wikipedia, Smogon, you can Google it, as Yusaik said it on the first video. Honestly, there's different places you can go. So, let's get this party started, shall we?
Wow, don't ever say that again.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
That was just weird sounding.
Oh, what? Let's get this party started. I'm kidding. All
You
right.
don't have enough swag for that.
I never have enough swag. I'm a Poke geek. Give me a break. Anyways, today we're going to start off with Rhyperior. That's right. Our lovely ground rock beat stick that starts out from a Rhyhorn to a Rhydon to a Rhyperior. So, on initial thoughts, Yusaik. Actually, no. Sora. What's your thoughts on Rhyperior? What's your first initial thoughts on him?
It's big and buff and it looks tough, but it actually has a lot of weaknesses, unfortunately.
Yusaik.
Which I've noticed when I looked at the Pokedex and Pokemon Online. It had a lot of types that it was very vulnerable against, which is disappointing.
What about you?
It looks like one of those Pokemon that'll fuck your shit up if you piss it off.
Alright. I like how y'all guys are thinking. So, with me, let's start with the professor's work. As my junior assistants, the junior assistant and my assistant get started. First off, Yusaik is correct and Sora is also correct. This motherfucker, if you come with the wrong deal, you won't get your shit split. At an HP at 434 and its attack at 416, defense at 394, it's nothing to sneeze at physically. Especially, nothing to write home about. Honestly, if you're looking for a special wall, you're best to keep walking, alright? So with the major stats, we also go to type disadvantage, which, yes, a lot of you are probably going to notice this off the back. For you beginners, pay close attention because this will help you tremendously. If it ain't super effective, it ain't doing not doing a whole lot of shit. Water is a 4x, grass is going to fuck its shit up. Ice and fighting types do have its way, ground types surprisingly. And steel types. So, the big 2 you have to worry about. Water and grass types. So, let's talk about those 2 big ones. Because yes, they are quite big. First off, a lot of the moves for the Rhyperior you can get before you get to a Rhyperior. Hammer Arm is a good fighting move but lower speed. Now, unless you're scarfed or looking to be switching out a bunch of times, you probably want to keep as much speed as possible. Not unless you're Sash, then it doesn't really give 2 shits. Drill Run, though you can get critical hits pretty nicely, everybody goes with the solid Earthquake. Honestly, Earthquake is a little bit better. Honestly, that's what I think. Hold on a second, I'm freaking... Alright, okay. Taking quick technical difficulties. Give me just a quick second. Unscripted singing. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
Please don't do that.
Your computer's just like, don't sing, I'll change.
Yeah, apparently when I did that, it did freaking go back to normal. Alright. Earthquake you can get as a TM prior to you getting it at level 62. Mega Horn at 77 is very impressive, and it also gets rid of the grass type problem you may have. And of course, you got Rock Wrecker. Yes, Rock Wrecker fucks people's shit up. If he can beats up on ice types, those Rock Slide's a little bit more dependable. And with Earthquake, it gets rid of Steel types. Fighting types? Okay, we got Grass types with Mega Horn. So what do we deal with the Water and Fighting types? Well, I'm glad you asked. I am glad you asked. For Water types, I can't help you. I'm sorry. For Water types, I cannot help you. Maybe Dragon Tail. Huh?
I was just about to say why you have a Rhyperior fighting against a water type to begin with. So
Exactly.
That would be a good point, yes. Dragon Tail a motherfucker out of there if you have to. And if you're looking to get rid of the fighting type, yeah, actually, no, I take that back. There is options. You can go with the Thunder Fang as an egg move to get rid of your water types. But then you have to worry about the fighting types, which, as far as I could tell, outside of Thunder Punch for Black and White 2, which that might actually be a good option. Give a Thunder Punch there and let a water type meet your fist. Boom! Mother! Get your head split. Yeah, great stuff. But we still got this fighting type problem, which honestly, there's not a damn thing this Rhyperior can really do. It doesn't learn any flying type moves, and last I checked, Mega Horn is not going to do enough to take them down. Now, unless the fighting type is multi-typed, I'm pretty sure that a fighting type will split your wig in a heartbeat. So let's just talk about the moves of worth, okay? Poison Jab you can learn as upon turning to a Rhyperior, it can learn Poison Jab. So yes, if you don't want to run with the Mega Horn, you can always go with the Poison Jab and take grass types out of the park. Great stuff. Of course, you got Earthquake, which you can TM as well. Mega Horn at 77. If you want to get down and dirty and want to use the rock version of Giga Impact, there is Rock Wrecker at level 86. If you want to try to do a special one, which I don't see why, there is Blizzard and Ice Beam to get rid of the grass types. There is Thunderbolt and Thunder to get rid of your water types. Break to get rid of Steel and Rock types. That's always a good start. It can learn Flamethrower, more coverage for grass types, and for some fighting types, depending on how you look at it. It can learn Shadow Claw, surprisingly enough, and Payback. So for you psychic fighting types, let a Shadow Claw come that way. That's your ass. That is your ass. Oh, if you have a problem with dragon types, that's no problem. We have the Dragon Tail. They guarantee to hit someone hard and phase them the fuck out. Of course, you got that Swagger and Substitute. Flash Cannon if you're looking to be iffy, but nothing too notable there. As for egg moves, you got Dragon Rush. Yes, Dragon Rush. Just a hair better than some of the other 70% moves, because it gets 75%. Not only can you hit for 100 on a dragon type, but you can also make a motherfucker flinch. So if you find a way to get Dragon Rush, go for it. I dare you. I will guarantee you that you'll make a dragon type's day fucking hell. Great stuff. Let's see what else. Of course, you got your Thunder, Fire, and Ice Fangs. All coverage for for the big 4X types. Crush Claw if you're looking for that normal type defense dropping. For Black and White 2 tutored moves, it learns Dragon Pulse. Now, why would you use Dragon Pulse? I don't know, and frankly, I don't give a damn. But for ground types, you got Aqua Tail. That's right. In Black and White 2, as a tutored move, you can learn Aqua Tail, which is fun shit. What else? Oh, rock types giving you some beef? No problem, not a problem. Give it Iron Head and make a motherfucker flinch. You gonna use Chesto Resto? Not an issue. Give it Sleep Talk and he gives you random moves. Or hell, you Snore. Though Snore may not be great. Oh, you don't like what it is? You got a Scarf in it, but you don't have anyone you want to use decent Stealth Rocks with? Well, in Black and White 2, that's no longer an issue, because there's a tutored move that you can learn. You and your Rhyperior can also toss some rocks. That's right. Rhyperior has returned to rocking status. Here, have some rocks. Enjoy your fucking day. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. As for 3rd and 4th gen moves, if you want to transfer it over, I think it would have learned Aerial Ace. Or was that Aggron? I don't know. I don't remember. So, after a plethora of knowledge to your head, some useful, some less useful, Sora, any other comments?
We sound like a Walmart commercial.
Yeah, I sound like a Walmart commercial. Thank you very much. What about you, Yusaike?
Seems like a pretty good one, so long as you're not going up against a water type or something.
Good point. So, Sora, from a scale of 1 to 10 stars, what are you giving this Rhyperior?
Well, it has a lot of weaknesses, and it also has moves that can stand its own against those weaknesses. So I guess I'll have to give it a 5 out of 10.
Ooh, a 5 out of 10. That's a little harsh. All right, Yusaike, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay.
It's just even after everything that's been explained, it still seems like it does have some major weaknesses that could be a major disadvantage.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to talk some sense. I'm gonna actually give it. I'll be a little less harsh than Sora, but a little less nice than Yusaike. I'm gonna give it a 6. Reason why is because, yeah, the weaknesses are a little hard to ignore, especially when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the motherfuckers straight in your face. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little bit scary. Actually, that's beyond scary. That's a little bit downright scary. But all in all, if you don't have to worry about them, you can still wreck somebody's shit if you do it correctly. So that takes care of our friend Rhyperior.
Professor, I do believe you are forgetting something.
What do you mean?
Shiny versus non-shiny.
Oh, that's right! So, Sora, what do you think? Shiny or non-shiny?
God, I hate shiny Pokemon. I'm just gonna throw that in there. I don't really care about shiny Pokemon except for the red Gyarados.
You heard it first. Anti-shiny, pretty much all the way through. What about you, Yusaike?
I think that the non-shiny looks better on Rhyperior.
I don't know. I'm a little impartial to the shiny. The shiny actually looks pretty swag, in my opinion.
This coming from the guy who has no swag.
Shut your mouth, you. Next up on the list is Feraligatr. That's right. Your favorite second-gen water-type starter. Sora, what's your first initial thoughts on this?
It seems like a pretty original Pokemon at the time, considering it's the only alligator in its generation. And since the previous generation didn't have any alligator-like Pokemon either. As far as I know, it seems pretty balanced. I personally like this Pokemon.
Okay, that's the initial thought. What about you, Yusaike?
Well, you can never go wrong with starter, and it looks like it's got some pretty good stats, aside from the fact that it does have a lot of ones that it does take more damage to than others.
Alright, I can understand that. Alright, here we go. Professor's on. Feraligatr is one of those Pokemon that... what the fuck just happened here? Okay, I think Lexus just freaking got away for a second. Okay. First off, Feraligatr is one of those ones where it's either you get extremely fucking lucky or extremely fucking bold. First off, let's talk a little bit about its stats. Honestly, it is a physical beat stick if played correctly, and not to mention that it can be a special attacker if it wants to. Speed's somewhat respectable, but don't look to have it outspeed a Pikachu no time soon without some help. And speaking of help, let's get started. Excuse me. Alright, for moves, yeah, Ice Fang is actually a pretty good move because it covers the grass type weakness immediately. I got a freaking Meganium. Oh, I got Tropius. Oh, I got a Roserade. Eat some Ice Fang, bitch, and go and call me in the morning. Now, mind you, this is when it's a Crocodile. So imagine what happens when a Feraligatr hits. What else do we have here? The big one is Crunch. Yeah, it learns Crunch upon level 32. So it's a real good. It's a shock to see something with a crunch. It also learns Aqua Tail at 63, which notably there's a better water move for better advantages. But surprisingly, it learns Superpower at level 71. Yes, a motherfucker with Superpower can split anybody's wing. But let us continue. Now, if you're worried about type advantages or type coverage, there is one move, aside from Ice Fang, there's something else you might want to look into. Put an EQ on a Feraligatr. That's right. Not an electric type and not a grass type can fuck with you if you have those two coverage. So if you're looking for coverage, Ice Fang or Ice Punch, which we'll talk more about in a second, and Earthquake with any stab move and another assisting move can fuck everyone's world up. Let's continue. If you want a little bit more reliable move, you can always go with Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is good to take down your grass types, but don't look to take down any electric types with this. If you want to burn something, you can always go with Scald, a chance for burning. If you want to freaking get down with some dragon moves, you can get Dragon Tail, but there's something a little bit better than that. And then there's the awesome Waterfall. Yes, Waterfall may be 10% weaker, 10 damage weaker, but it oftentimes can be used as a way to walk off a waterfall, or, in battle, make a motherfucker flinch. Yes, we always love making motherfuckers flinch. So, as for egg moves, yes, the first thing I'm going to tell you is DD and IP. If you don't know those two acronyms, here it is. Dragon Dance and Ice Punch. Ice Punch is a bit stronger than Ice Fang. It also can freeze a motherfucker. It doesn't flinch, but it can freeze a motherfucker. And Dragon Dance, yes, it's almost required if you're going to go. One of the few times I will say this on the competitive side. If you use it for Alligator, you're going to see the DD Gator. Because not only it boosts up a speed, it boosts up attack. One DD, and I guarantee you're going to be making motherfuckers hate you for life. And if you want to freaking add some priority, it can also learn Aqua Jet. But wait, there's more! If you want to go to Black and White 2 and see some other stuff, now it can naturally learn Ice Punch from a tutor, and it can also learn Outrage. That's right, you too can outrage a motherfucker with Feraligatr. It also can learn Superpower from the tutor, and it can also learn Iron Tail. But again, who cares? As for if you want to try to transfer from 3rd to 4th generation moves, I guess Avalanche, if you get hurt, you can get a revenge kill with Avalanche, maybe. And maybe if you can go against someone with no guard, if you bring it from Emerald, you can get away with Dynamic Punch. So, that said, Sora, any other things you would like to add to this?
Not necessarily, but unlike Rhyperior, it sounds like Feraligatr can definitely stand its ground against its weaknesses.
And what about you, Yusaike?
I agree. I agree with Sora. It seems like a very good one, and like I said, you can't go wrong with the starter.
Most times you don't. You're right. So, Sora, from 1 to 10, give me a number. Give me a rating.
Personally, I'd like to say 8 out of 10.
Ooh. Explain your 8 to the fans, please.
Not that I have anything against the Pokemon and its stats. It is still a tad bit slow, but its strength makes up for it. I do like the Pokemon, but I always started with Cyndaquil, so.
What about you, Yusaike?
I'm going to be a little less generous. I'm going to say a 7.5, but that's just because I'm not partial to water types.
Ouch. You have a standard for water types now?
Little, yeah.
Alright. I'll agree to disagree with Sora on this one. I'll stand by on that 8. Despite it having its 2 weaknesses, it definitely can cover, and it's not unpopular to see a DD Gator. Honestly, you see a Feraligatr, the first thought in your mind, DDIP, and you can't go wrong. Oh, before I forget, I'm not even going to ask Sora because Sora's probably going to say non-shiny, but what about you, Yusaike? Shiny or non-shiny?
I like the shiny a bit, but I definitely like the non-shiny on this one a lot better.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the non-shiny one looks a little more believable than the shiny one. The shiny one looks like it should be in the ocean rather than a river.
I don't see what the point... No.
Oh, go ahead.
I said I don't necessarily see the point of changing its color palette just a few colors brighter than the original. Personally, I think it would have been better if, since they already changed the scales blue, the body would be red. Maybe swap the colors around, but that's just what I think.
I see where that can get at. Not bad.
I think it might have looked cool red.
Who knows? Maybe somebody's listening. Our last one of the day.
Someone will ROM hack it.
Huh? Oh, ROM hack it. I can't believe you said that during the show, man. Our last one that we're going to cover in this session. You're right. You're fine. Our last one in this session is Zeb Striker. That's right. Zeb Striker, which you'll also notice that is Sora's avatar. So, upon first glance, tell me something, Sora. What do you think of Zeb Striker on first glance?
To be honest, at first I didn't think much of Zeb Striker, but once I caught the Blitzel for the first time and started using it more, I realized it was a very fast Pokemon. It was a really nice electric type for its generation, and I don't think we've ever seen a zebra in Pokemon before, so it's pretty original.
Yusaike.
I have yet to actually use this Pokemon, I think. I'm pretty sure. But, I think it's just a little bit tacky.
Oh, wow.
Come on, a zebra? Really?
Ooh. Those sound like some fighting words, Sora. Alright.
It's her opinion.
Yeah, true. Alright, so let me freaking... Well, while I'm at it, I might as well save the image because I gotta freaking make a background for it. Yep, that works. Alright, here we go. First and foremost, let's talk about its stats. Yes, it's fast. It's physically a beat stick, but that's as far as I'm gonna go. As for defenses, it's kind of on the paper thin side. It's on the same class as freaking Infernape and a few others get well, not as paper thin as Gengar, but it's about paper thin as Infernape. So it's fast, it hits hard, but that's as far as I can give it. So let's talk about moves. And yes, it has some moves. While it's still a Blitzel, it can learn Shockwave, which that's good to start out with. It can learn Thunder Wave if you give it someone a hard scale, but notably enough, it only has one weakness, which is ground, but you have Flame Charge to give it speed, Pursuit for somebody who's trying to run like a motherfucker, and when it turns into a Zeb Striker, you can give it Wild Charge. Yes, Pikachu's not the only motherfucker with Volt Tackle. Now they have to give it a Wild Charge. Because it wasn't enough to give Pikachu his own move. No, motherfuckers. All electric types can do this now. Let's Wild Charge it. Sorry, I still don't like Wild Charge, in my personal opinion. But who gives a fuck?
Apparently you do.
Shut your face. Shut your face.
Oh god, that's a free country.
Yeah, shut your face. That was a little cold. As for TMs and HMs, it's kind of lacking, and it really doesn't cover. It doesn't cover the one problem. It's let a ground type come near it. It's gonna fuck its whole world up. Though I do find it surprising that it can use Overheat. Surprising enough. And it does use Rock Smash, but again, TM-wise, you're pretty much stuck, to be brutally honest. Let's talk about egg moves, and to be honest, its egg moves is also something that is not freaking gonna send home the bacon. Though it does get double kick, which could be good against ground rock types, giving it 2 kicks to the face, but who cares? As for Black and White 2 tutored attacks, it can learn Bounce, so there goes your grass type problems. Oh, it also learns Signal Beam, so yeah, it can do that. And if you're afraid of rock types, ground types, yes, you can always go with the Magnet Rise. Yes, you can go with the Magnet Rise. And for 5 turns, Zebstrika is no longer on the ground. It's north and north. It repels itself. But honestly, it's really not going to take home anything in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of people, to include myself, use this shit, and it gets knocked the fuck out considerably. Yes, it does it does have motor drive for all these people who want to use electric type moves. It's a good bait and switch. It has lightning rod for doubles and triples battles, which can boost up special attack. And yes, it does. If you manage to get a Blitzel or Zebstrika with Dream World, yes, it comes with Sap Sipper. But if someone hits you with a grass move, they need to be slapped in the face. Because then all it is freaking giving Zebstrika the legitimate thing to do to kick somebody in the face. So, Sora, talk to me. Any other comments on Zebstrika?
Not really.
Wow, straight out. What about you, Yusaike?
It seems like a pretty good Pokemon in my opinion. I'm not going to give too much of an opinion just because I haven't used this one much yet.
You might go to Pokemon Online and give you a chance to use this damn thing. Alright, Sora! Give me a rating on this motherfucker. Go!
I'd have to say 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, explain yourself.
Well, as you said, it does have a lot of weaknesses, but in my personal opinion, since I use this Pokemon a lot when I had Black and White, this Pokemon was a real help for me as far as speed and attack goes. Yes, it's a little weak in defense, but in my personal opinion, it's still one of my favorite Lightning type Pokemon in Black and White, other than Zocrom, but that's a given.
Alright, Yusaike, talk to me.
I'm going to give it a solid 8.
A solid 8? Ooh, y'all got to being quite generous. Explain yourself.
Well, from what you've explained, it really does seem to have a lot of good points to compensate for its bad points, and it's one of the more well-rounded Pokemon that I've seen, even if it is a bit tacky looking.
The professor's gonna have to freaking be a little harsh on this one. I'm giving it a flat-out 6. There is a big reason why I'm giving it a 6. It's not so much the type disadvantage, because it's only a pure electric type. So ground types is the only thing that's gonna really fuck with it. But that's where it just starts getting to me. Most of the ground types are physically beat sticks. Have you seen Escadrille lately? The motherfucker's Uber now, so you won't see much of him, but still. Hippowdon. Sandslash. Yeah, let me bring a Sandslash hit Zebstrika. I guarantee you Sandslash will fucking rock his world. Every time. Hell, let me bring Tongutter. The big bulky motherfucker with 2 stone slabs on his hand. He's grasping them. Honestly, I am not convinced on this. And to boot, I have gotten myself knocked the fuck clean using this motherfucker. So I can't, honestly, physically and especially defensively, overall, I cannot condone really giving it past a 6. And that's just being honest. It's good for beginners, but once you start looking at it from a different perspective, sure, it's a fun Pokemon to use, but at the end of the day, I can't do it. We can't do it. So, that was another session of Pokétalk. I am Raz.
I'm Yusaikthewolf.
And I'm SoraTenjou777.
And remember, we're here for you. And this is your one-stop for beginning tactics and basic, in-your-face, cut-and-dry analysis. So, catch you in the next session. Peace!